This week I have another new project to announce. So last week was a short video. This one will be a little bit of a shorter one as well. I'm doing some editing between a couple of different projects. I'm going to take some time to introduce a new kind of side project. It is my tow rig for pulling the trailer, parts runner, whatever, scrap truck, whatever it needs to be. So this here is a 2002 Ford F-250 with the V10 Triton. I got it specifically to be a tow vehicle because the last one I had, a white F-150, just wasn't enough for what I was doing. And some of the mods I wanted to do that, this one already comes with. So it does already have the extendable tow mirrors on it. It is four-wheel drive. Again, it's got the V10 gas, so it doesn't have the 5.4 head issues. It doesn't have the 6.0 diesel issues. So far, since I've had it, been pretty reliable. It's got, if I remember right, just about 300,000 miles on it. I've done a little cleanup on it. I do have a black wax and polish, so I cleaned it up a little bit this year. Not a big fan of this particular type of running board, but being a 2002, being in Wisconsin, the underside of the rockers, I don't think would support doing the bars that I like. Bed has seen better days. It's got a little bit of a crunch up here. Tailgate's kind of rough. The taillight lens has got a crack in it. I'm not sure if you can see on the video. Thinking about doing a flatbed conversion on it. Some of the things I've already done. I did have to replace the tow light harness. It still isn't giving me parking lights, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I do have a toolbox that I put on it. Recently upgraded the third brake and cargo light to an LED unit. And then at the swap meet, I did get a set of new 18-inch alloy wheels. These are 16-inch steel factory ones. Just discolored. The meets are okay. Maybe run them as like more of a winter tire and do something a little bit different on the other one. Coming inside, I did put in an aftermarket double din stereo. I do have to work on the mounting a little bit. It is a little bit recessed. So this one does give me Apple Play, gives me GPS, things like that, so I know where I'm going. It already came with an aftermarket trailer brake setup. It is the manual shift four-wheel drive, manual lockout, so it doesn't have the vacuum issues that some of them had. Taking a look, I did put an underseat subwoofer. Eventually, I do plan on doing a whole underseat one with regular subs, but for right now, I had that sitting here, so I went ahead and got that installed. Let's see, what else have I done with it? For maintenance, I have already replaced the rear brakes, pads, and rotors. I'm going to do the fronts just so I know that they're good. I am getting a little bit of noise out of the front. I have not looked to see if it's tire noise or if it's brake noise or if it's maybe a wheel bearing starting to go. I do plan on updating the front end. I want to do some LED headlights, maybe do like a Raptor grille. I do want to put one of the visors across the top with the running lights on it. Coming up under the hood, it does have a little bit of an exhaust tick to it. Whoever had it at some point before me pulled the catalytic converter out of it. I think it's got a little bit of a manifold tick. It does go away once it's been driving, which is pretty indicative of an exhaust leak as opposed to like a phaser tick or whatever. I do plan on putting a smooth air intake into it. I'm not a big fan of those. Filters are just such a pain in the butt. I hate calling them a cold air intake, even though that's what the industry calls them, because it's not true cold air if it's not blocked off from underhood temps. But kind of clean it up, make that filter a little bit easier to change. There's some things you can do to these, not a lot. Maybe upgrade the exhaust, upgrade the intake, maybe a small tune on it. But otherwise, not going to go crazy with it. Just want it to be a good, reliable runner. they do make a couple of custom body pieces for it. They've got like a dual ram air hood, things like that. It's already got the extended fender flares on it. Might be considering like a 4-inch lift just because, but pretty decent shape overall. I think I'm going to call this one Tow Pig. It gets about 10.5 miles a gallon on the highway pulling a trailer, so it doesn't get the best gas mileage, but it works. It gets what I need to do. It gets the trailers pulled. Today in Lips Garage, we have another new project. So you guys have seen me work on all kinds of stuff in the short time I've been doing these videos. One thing I haven't shown on here are motorcycles. I'm not much of a bike guy. I like riding them and I enjoy them. I'm just not really good at mechanicals. I haven't spent a lot of time. That's not where my training lies. Having said that, I have picked up in the course of trades and deals 2 motorcycles. I've got a 83, I believe, Suzuki GS 850, which is 850 cubic centimeters, I believe. It's a shaft drive, which a lot of people really like, a lot of people really don't. The other one that I have is an 82 Honda Goldwing 1100, definitely a little more popular. And that's gonna be the one we're looking at today. So shoved in here with all my other projects is this guy. So I picked this up when I was still at the parts house. One of the guys that I worked with was looking to get rid of it. It's got some issues with it. This one does have a clean and clear title. With a fresh battery, it will crank over. I tried putting fuel in it and it just blows fuel out of somewhere. I know these things tend to have carburetors go bad. I do have a carburetor rebuild kit for it. It also does not have rear brakes at all. Taking a look, the front master cylinder here, and when I did a little bit of inspecting, sorry, it's a little bit dark down here, the rear master cylinder is gone. Taking a look, when I got it, I had taken the bags off it and stuff just for storage. Inside one of the boxes, I did find what appears to be a master cylinder, so I'll look for a rebuild kit. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to replace that out. Ultimate goal is to take all the plastics off and just have a little street cruiser. I'm not much of a highway rider, don't really care for it. One of the concerns or one of the issues I've had with what they call the naked bike is the headlight here is part of the plastics. So you do have to get a conversion to put a headlight back on the front of it. But having said that, all in all, most of the pieces are here from what I can tell. There is some issues like with the bags where the latches go and stuff like that. But again, I don't plan on keeping those. I might list them for sale. I might keep it so if I ever get rid of the bike, they're with it. But it is gonna need some work. Definitely in better shape than the other one that I have. The other one does run and drive-ish. It has developed a fuel leak as well, but that one does not have a title, so I'm fighting on that one. But when I do fill it up with fuel and I attempt to crank her over, she dumps fuel over in this vicinity. So it could be something as simple as just a hose, but I do have a carb kit because the guy that I got it from said it needed the carbs rebuilt. I haven't verified that, but all in all, not bad. It is an 1100. Let's see, I believe this is the one that they call the Interstate model, if I saw that correctly. Yep, Interstate. So we shall see. This one's a short introduction. I haven't done much other than just push it around. I do have a buddy that said he's got a set of heads that I might be able to stick on this thing, give it a little more power, breathe a little bit better. We'll see how that goes. I just want to get it up and running first and then see where to go from there. So a little short introduction on that guy. We'll see if I get to that this season or not. I would like to when I have Austin here this summer. I do want to teach him how to ride if I've got something that'll work. But again, I'm not real versed in the mechanics of bikes, so we'll see how it goes. It'll be a learning process for all of us. Those that watch, if you've got one, if you got any hints, tips, tricks for working on these things, I would definitely appreciate it. Again, not my wheelhouse, not against learning, just nothing I've got real experience with at the moment. I know there's a lot of folks that say if it's not a Harley, it's not a motorcycle. Sorry, it is what it is. I got it at a really good price, and we'll see where it goes from there.